Hello, everyone. Welcome to UT Mile Builders Thursday night general hangout. Thursday's hangouts are for the general discussion on mile railroading that we all can set a topic to discuss for the night. My name's Johnny Rep from Southeast Rails. Thursday's hangouts are the proud sponsor of the UTMilebuilders.com, the eMag, and the UT Mile Builders Live Show. You go to UTMilebuilders.com. There you can find the schedules for the Tuesday night presentations. That's every other Tuesday now in the months. You can see who's going to be presenting and what the topic's going to be. The live shows, the schedule's also there. It's the live shows are third Saturday most of the time, third Saturday of each month. So let's see. May, we've got May 21, and also May the 3rd is going to be the next Tuesday night presentation. That's going to be with Troy and Bill Baronic, the track planner. So that'll be this coming Tuesday. The live show's 21st of May, and that'll be with Barry and Big Bill. Also on UTMilebuilders.com, you can sign up for the e-magazine, get notifications when it comes out. I believe we've got another issue coming out in May, about the middle of the month. JD and his crew do a great job on that magazine for their articles. Got several people now doing their own articles in the magazine. Gino's got an article he's doing. Shane Mason's doing one. I think Andy here on the panel is going to have an article or two in there throughout the year. So
I've got one coming up for the next one too.
Yeah, we want to check that out. I want to say thank you for joining tonight's show. On the panel, we've got Mr. Phil, Mr. Jim, Scott, Hawks, Dwight, Dave, Andy, and Andrew, and way down in Australia, if you want to swim that far. So how's everybody tonight?
Well, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, John.
Excellent,
good.
John. Thank you. Good evening, John.
First class.
All righty.
Yeah, I'm fiddling with a nightmare. I got my Arduino, and one of the pins broke off inside the socket. I can't get it out, so I've got to replace the whole damn socket.
Yeah, that's a bummer. So, anybody got anything going on tonight?
Well, I wanted to show
Still
a
working
way.
with Mark, Howard.
What's that, Jim?
Any other time you ask, nobody says anything, so I speak up. I was trying to figure out a way to ballast these turnouts where I could still get them out. In case, because I use the Atlas custom link turnouts. I know boo, but I want to be able to get them out in case of a repair, replacement, or something. So what I'm going to try is taking some black tape, and actually if I had what's that, duct tape. If I had some good duct tape, I would rather use that, but I don't have any handy.
Duct tape is electronic currents.
So I'm going to try this method and see how it works.
What was that, Scott?
Duct tape carries electricity.
Oh, does it?
Okay, so I guess I need to make sure.
It's static charge, but gaffer's tape is not. And you can get that gaffer's tape, and it's black, just like the electrical tape. Relatively thin. It's used in the movie making industry, but you can buy it from Gorilla Glue at Walmart, and it's already black, and it's a lot stouter, a lot stronger adhesive.
Hey Jim, I'll send you some of my miner's tape that I got. It's 2 inches wide.
Yeah.
The only
This is-
downfall on it has white writing on it.
Yeah, I dropped the roll. Anyways, my thought is to put tape on here and then lightly put my ballast in and then tap it all down around the ties so that I know it should stay. I don't need a piece of dog hair on there though. Hold on a minute. Because I dropped it on the floor. All right. And I am trying to get to the edge of the ties. This is just a test piece, so I guess I don't need to be too neat with it. But I thought we'd give this a try. And if it don't work out so good, then oh well. I'm doing this on a number 4 since I don't have any number 4s on my layout, so I'm not ruining a number 4 turnout. All right. Then I'm going to take a little drill bit that I know will fit between the ties and just give her a tap down. Between the ties. Probably don't have to do this, but
Yeah, you could probably just rub it with your finger, and that pressure should adhere it too.
oh, there you go, John. There you go. Let me just, because I got it on thick enough that it. And then take this. Let me get my camera up here so I can see myself.
Yep. My question is the throw bar.
Well, the throw bar doesn't touch the tape
All right.
because it's actually in a little bit.
And you could always put a small piece of tape with the sticky side down just under the throw bar on your other tape if you thought you needed that, but I don't think that'd be a problem.
And that's a good idea too, Andy. But I got a little bit missing in a couple spots. But the whole idea is I'm not gluing this turnout down, but I still have ballast there when you're looking at it from above. It won't be as thick as what's on the rest of the track, I guess. But since I'm not soldering these in and I'm not gluing them down, I should be able to pop these out fairly easy.
Yeah, but it still gives you a look of ballast in there, though. So,
Right. Well, that's what I mean. You still have the ballast look when you look down
so
at
if you're
it.
pushing the camera car around, you won't have that turnout sitting there bare. That looks pretty good.
So
Come
my
on, nice.
next question, Jim, how do you think that's going to do as far as rail height?
It's not. It won't affect it
The
that
turnout
much.
for the rail?
Yeah, it won't affect it that much.
Oh yeah, that tape isn't even 10 thousandths. If it is, it's 10 thousandths maybe. 10 thousandths of an inch. So I don't think that's going to hurt anything.
And it's not that picky. You know, we're real picky about trying to get everything perfectly level, but on the prototype, the track dips and dives and drifts a little bit, and my Homoso dips and dives a lot more than any 10 thousandths of an inch. So.
And there's your pattern for laying ties.
Yeah, it's just an idea. I don't know if it'll work long term or not, but I know I'll be able to get my turnouts out anyways. So, all right, that's all I got for show and tell at the moment.
No, I want to see your test track.
Oh, dang it. Well, all I did was as I laid down some thin Elmer's glue. And then the same thing, I poured the ballast in there, and then shook off the excess. So I still have a ballasted look. I'm trying to get that to focus in better. It's not wanting to focus in better. Come on, there we go. So I still have the ballasted look in between the tracks, just for looks. But again, it's just a programming track. But
It looks just like Cato track.
Yeah, just go down the sides doing the same thing.
right. So that's just brushed on some Elmer's glue full strength. I laid my track down on there, and then I sprinkled some ballast in the center there and brushed it out, and then again just turned it over and kind of just tapped a little bit to get the excess off, and pretty much all of it stayed on there, where the glue was at. Okay, now I'm done with show and tell. Am I still here to Google freeze?
You're still here.
Yeah, you're
okay.
still here.
Okay.
I'm sitting here talking with my mic muted, like everybody could really hear me.
Yeah, well, I couldn't hear you, John.
Yeah. Andy?
Yes, sir.
I got a request before the show for you.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I can do requests. I can only sing a couple numbers.
Yeah. No, that was the second request that you didn't sing.
Yeah, I am sure that's true. That's a good request.
Now, people want to see you mix up your ballast. Do it from start to finish, sifting and the whole works.
Oh yeah, I've actually even made but not completed the editing on a video on adhering the ballast, much like what Jimmy done, which I mean they use a glue and dry adhesive and all that, but I haven't made a video of actually sifting it. I will say Trademasters TV done a video recently. Now,
but they want to see you. So.
Again, I stole this technique from somebody else anyway. Yeah. But
well, you think we could set that up for next week?
Well, yeah, sure.
All right. So next week will be Andy making his ballast and dirt road material. I guess that's the same thing too.
It don't take long though. Just coloring it and get the right color and such. May take a minute of talk, but it's a pretty quick process. Everybody seems like it's going to be such a pain to have to mix their own ballast, but it don't take me a minute to make a pretty big batch.
All right. Well, you get everything together next Thursday. We'll do it. I mean, we'll start from the very, very beginning when you open the bag up. What all tools you're using?
Yep, I got a bag of leveling sand. We'll stick it directly out of. Yep.
Any and all materials you use, like you dry polymer adhesive.
Yep, I got some of that. I got everything.
Okay.
Cool. Because people like me that went out didn't want Woodland Scenic's walnut shells, went out and spent $20+ for a half gallon of this Scenic Express crushed granite.
And the Scenic Express is a really good balance material. Highball, Arizona Rock and Mineral, they're all really good, but boy, it costs to build a decent layout. And my problem, even with those really good products, is that they're so consistent. You have to mix dirt and stuff with them anyway.
Well, this stuff is not as large as I thought it would be. Now, admit it. Now, this is the number 40. The number 30, and the lady at Scenic Express tilted me wrong. She said number 40 is what everybody uses. That's the prototypical size scale. She says some people Well, you know, and I think I'm getting it backwards what she told me. She told me most use the 30, which was prototypical. Or maybe it was, yeah, I don't remember what she told me now, how she explained it, but I bought what I thought was the next size up for prototypical size. And then I got it, and it's just so small. It's like, geez, that stuff is like leveling sand. So I really was interested to see what you were doing and how you were doing it and how you were mixing it and whatnot like that.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I bought what she told me was the next size larger, so I bought a half gallon of that to mix with the gallon of this stuff. Because I bought 2 of these, and it turns out it was actually smaller and more fine. So then I did a little research, and it turns out the stuff that she told me was larger was actually the HO prototypical. The number 30 is the HO prototypical. The number 40 is the next size up. The number 50 is even larger. So
Yeah, and I think, actually, I'm quite sure that what I'm doing is slightly larger, but I like that it looks granular. And if you use prototypical, it looks too much like sand. And I like having a little bit more texture than that to kind of reinforce that it's particulate.
well, you bought leveling sand, didn't you? So it's going
Yeah,
to
but
look like sand.
well, no, my leveling sand has stones as big as a marble in it, and I sift some of it out and crunch it up with a coffee grinder to get it down. It's about it's definitely larger than sand. It's definitely small granular gravel. But I make talus with it too. I've got a pretty good cup of pieces about the size of a 1/4 inch little pieces that I'm going to put at the base of cliffs.
Well, I guess we'll find out next Thursday exactly.
Boy, I'm doing good tonight. You did that demonstration, Jim, and I didn't even present you.
Oh, see how you are?
Yeah. Well, you were talking, so that kept you up full screen most of the time. I told you I'm not with it tonight. Google messed me up. I had to start this thing twice just to get it to come up. Looks like Mr. Hawks is over there playing with LEDs.
Yeah, I'm trying to get ready to do my fascia where I got my toggle switch and I want the LEDs to light up with the turnouts.
Is it just me or both of those are green?
They're kind of yellowish. It's not the right lights. I'm just trying something out. When it comes to electronics, I'm not very good, so it takes me a while. So it works.
Oh, well, I'm thinking about it now that I'm looking at your screen, Hawks. We got this Tuesday night, this Tuesday, presentations with the track planner.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd said before you were kind of interested in how operations go.
That's right.
Okay, well, that's what Tuesday night's subject is. He's going to take one of his smaller track plans
Okay.
and go through how to do an operations on it.
I know I talked to Bill about maybe taking my layout and going through all the industries I have. But he said that my layout was a bit too big for now, so maybe in 2 months or 3 months from now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, John, is that including car cards as well?
Not sure.
Okay.
All I know is he said that He was going to do operations.
I'm
His
sure that
last show was on cow cards.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but he uses car cards. So if he's going to talk about operating on a layout, he's going to talk about how he uses car cards on it, because that's how he operates.
Yeah, but I think since he already did that, he's just going to talk about operations in general for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Well, the good thing is these shows are recorded. All you got to do is go back and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have any questions that you'd like to ask about it, that you didn't understand maybe during his Q&A, he probably wouldn't mind answering.
Yep, that's definitely a weekend project.
Just found out by accident. And these things, little things are soldered in. I broke a pin off in one, but I'd have to get the whole thing out to, yeah. When I desoldered it and pulled it, the actual black cover come off and the pin fell out, so I just put the cover back on again. That saved a bit of bloody work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those DuPont connectors, there's just the single connector on the bottom of each one, so a 16-pin DuPont connector just has 16 solder points. They're not that bad to unsolder and take the whole DuPont connector off. So.
Yeah, well, I got it off, but while I was pulling it, I desoldered it, and while I was pulling it, the cover slipped off, so I just put pushed the pins back down, resoldered them, and put the cover back on it.
See, Mr. Scott's building him a Helix.
3 times more than he had a few days ago. He's moving along.
Yeah, I'm trying to build a Helix. This will be my first and my last.
They're not that hard.
Well, it's not hard once you get the main inside bracing done. It's not hard. It's the material that you waste making one.
Yeah, that first strap is the most critical too. Getting the
Well, like
right incline that you want.
Troy, he gave me some information because this is a 4 foot by 4 foot, 28-inch radius, and he said on this one here, if I start off, this is where it's going to end over here on this side, and then it's going to wrap around back into the same way. But he said start off at 0. Your first 2 foot mark, go quarter. Your second 2 foot mark, add, 3/4 on your first 2 foot mark. Your second 2 foot mark would be an inch and a half. Your third one would be 2 1/4, and then your final one would be 3 inches. And that's what I've got is 3 inch space in here because I'm making double deckers. Or, yeah, double box, whatever they call it. And it actually, the way he explained it, it does have, it's not a real steep incline. It's not just a nice gradual climb.
Probably about 1.7 incline.
Something like that. Yeah, it's not even a 2. But I'm not going. I'm only going 6 wraps to get to the height I need for the second level. But the fun part is tearing down and rebuilding, tearing down and rebuilding. Make sure everything's perfect.
Well, I haven't built a Helix yet, but I can tell you one thing. You're going to have to take those top 2 wraps off just to put your track on.
Oh, I don't have no track on it.
Yeah, I know.
Way down to stage 1.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you'll have to, once you get that first wrap, you ought to start putting your track on now so you don't have to take the others off to get that track back on.
I would love to, but my track won't be in until tomorrow. And I got antsy, so I had to start.
Just like a kid on Christmas morning wants to open presents the night before.
Yeah.
Finally get to use my new toy.
What's that, Andrew?
Electronic microscope for circuit boards. Now you can have a look at your solder joints and see if they're any good.
It's a macro lens on a little IP camera, or what do you got?
Yeah, I'll show you. Proper microscope.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Little USB job.
Yeah.
So how good does it work at looking at a solder joint or something? Get in there pretty close?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the smallest of the
Cool.
surface mount LEDs or diodes or any of that sort of stuff. You get it so it takes up half the screen and you can tell if you've got a dry joint or not.
Oh yeah, and I got to put resistors on all those wheel sets and paint that conductive paint into those resistors on the wheel sets. That would be the trick for me. Where'd you get it?
Adafruit.
Okay, sweet. I'll go check that out.
You make the master molds there, Jim?
Do what?
So you making master molds?
I'm not going to do the masters or mother molds on this one. They're small enough, but I am making some molds, yeah.
What exactly are you putting on them?
It's the Woodland Scenics latex rubber, the liquid latex rubber. No mix, no moss, no fuss. Stick your paint and brush in the jar and add it.
Now, how many coats will you put on that?
This is my number 6 coat because I'm not using using gauze because it's so small. I'm not going to worry about the gauze. But I normally do 5 coats with the gauze, so just thought I'd add an extra heavy coat to it.
What does that gauze act like a fiber bonding?
Yeah, just like the material you'd put in fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
Between the resin, lay the fiberglass and brush on the resin. Same kind of concept, I guess.
All right, Jim.
Yo.
That tunnel portal on your right-hand side, take a look at that guy. It just looks like that's just dabbed right there. You missed a few spots. Or did you get it coated pretty good? It's right in front of you now.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it's just starting to dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I did that first. That's just starting to dry as good as all.
Oh,
it starts setting up pretty quick. Woodland Scenics says it dries in 15 to 30 minutes, I think it said. 15 or 30, I don't remember which one it said, but I put it a little thicker so it takes longer.
Yeah. So that's code number 5.
I think that's coat number 6. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm rinsing my brush out. I'll be right back.
So how's the Helix coming along there, Dave?
Sorry about that. What's that?
So how's your Helix cover-up coming?
Well, it's got 2 coats of the, God, now I just had a brain fade. I've got 2 coats of it already on there. It's gray. I'm getting ready to put a 3rd coat on probably tomorrow. And then I will start, yes, the sanded grout. Thank you. And then I will go ahead and start putting the plaster on it and hardening it up, so that way we could start doing rock formations and stuff and get some molds from Bragdon hopefully next week.
Yeah.
But now I'm just trying to get another piece of my puzzle together, as in a, let me back up.
Oh, the ship.
Yep.
I saw you posted that it came in.
Yep, one of two that I have to build, and a fellow steel mill modeler has been giving me a bunch of advice, so it's helping out.
So how's that going together? Pretty good?
A lot of sanding. A lot of
Really?
sanding. The resin kit, I mean, this is my first resin kit. The molds, evidently, from when I was talking to a fellow modeler, he's put a couple of these together. He's been in contact with Sullivan, and the molds are worn out. You know, so everything is warping. So, and you got too much here, not enough here, so it's a little bit of a mess, but I can manage.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. What are you gonna? What's that gonna be called? Is there a name for that boat? That ship?
There is, but this is a G-rated show.
Thank you.
As long as you don't call it the Edmund Fitzgerald, it should float.
Exactly. No, I haven't picked one out yet. I just want to get the base of this done, get the decks on it, so I can get it up there next on the one return loop on my lower level, so I could figure out my track that has to go there, and then start working on my Helix and my ore bridges, so that way I can get that area done with the track work. And then probably in about a month, then I'll start pulling kits off the layout and starting to finish them up and start detailing them. All I know is I got too many open boxes around here. Half-built kits.
That's the fun part of being a modeler.
Oh, I know. I'm just getting tired of tripping on them back here in my room. So.
Well, you can send each one of us one and get it out of your way.
G-rated.
Oh, I know.
I saw them wheels really spinning there.
There you go. I've got one boxed up, still taped up. $249.99 plus shipping and handling of $39.99.
Holy cow!
I'll do the $39.99.
That's not what I paid for them, though. I got a heck of a deal on both of them, and through my old contact up in Michigan, and he did me well. So.
Yeah, see, where you guys are up near the water and everything, that has that kind of error, being down in the hills, on my way out, that would not fit being part of West Virginia, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, West Virginia, I mean, yes, you would have one of these, I believe, that would ran through Wheeling through the steel mill out there.
Yeah, up through the Ohio River, yeah.
Yep.
5 hours away from me, so.
Interesting about since you're talking Great Lakes ore boats, I just recently learned what I never knew. They actually have tsunamis on the Great Lakes. Never knew they existed.
Neither did I. I mean, I've been around Lake St. Clair for the last 40 years.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
They're caused by powerful storm fronts coming off the land and hitting the Great Lake water so hard that when it pushes it up and then when it comes back to land, it runs over everything. A few years back, Sault Ste. Marie was totally flooded from one.
Huh.
Just learned
now,
that.
Is that just originating out of Duluth or what?
Sault Ste. Marie?
No. Where it's originating, is it coming up out of Duluth, Minnesota, or?
Well, it's coming off the land. Powerful storm fronts off the land, hitting the lakefront. And it's so powerful that it forces the water back a ways, right?
Right.
And then when the water, when it goes away, the water has to go someplace, so it comes back with full force right back to the land again and floods the land. Something new I never knew before.
John, if you want to present me for just a quick second.
I've already been presenting you.
Oh, okay. These were my trial and error. I made as you guys know, I'm molding everything I could find. I wanted some 55-gallon drums, and they didn't turn out too bad. I got to get me an eyedropper to get the focus so you can see the lines on it. Come on, focus in there. Come on.
Right
There you
there.
go. Yeah,
There
you can
go.
see the lines on the barrels there.
Yep.
Being all white, they're kind of hard to see, but these are going to be my 55-gallon drums. These need to be cleaned up and whatnot first, but I got to get me an eyedropper or something to put the plaster in here because trying to pour it out of a old butter dish and pour it right into these little holes was a real pain. But it looks like it's going to work fine.
So is that the mold you were working on a couple weeks back?
Yeah, for the 55-gallon drums.
How many coats of that latex you end up putting on there?
Or
Or how thick is it, I should say?
I don't know. It's pretty thick. I did it around the barrels, a little extra thicker. You could tell that by looking at them.
Right.
Compared to the size of a barrel. But I don't know. I really don't know. I put more around these edges of the barrel.
Okay.
So when I go to peel them inside out like that, I wouldn't have a problem. But these are pretty thick. I mean,
okay.
I did more of the latex rubber around the barrels than I did for the connecting to keep them all six together. But
that's a great idea.
Yeah, seems to have worked, and a little bit of sanding, I could make them, because this ain't quite flat, but these weren't all perfectly covered either. But I think it's good.
The other thing, Jim, I noticed on that one you were showing had a little air pocket. Might want to take a toothpick and stir it a little bit too when you pour it.
That might be a good idea, John, to get the air bubbles out, because I did try to tap them a little, but I had crap all over and was taking a piece of styrene and scraping the top off and I said, trying to pour it out of a butter dish.
See, that air bubble didn't look too bad. It almost looks like somebody dropped, the barrel or ran into it. I mean, that's what I'd pawn it off as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Jim when he's riding the forklift. Joy ride.
Yeah. Well, I was in a hurry because the company didn't know I was out there. But these barrels come again, if anybody didn't know, come from the micro-engineering bridge track. They come with 2 barrels. I bought 3 bridge tracks, so I had 6 barrels, and I got the bright idea, since I needed more barrels for my layout, of making my own barrels. So I like it. I think now this would have been a good one for a resin. Someone was asking me about casting this stuff in resin. These might have been a better candidate for resin casting, but
okay.
Yeah, because you don't care about having a weathered rock look or whatever. You just want a barrel that you can paint red or whatever.
Right.
But someone else, I was talking to somebody else. Take a wooden dowel rod, cut you a bunch of them up. And if you're handy enough with a paintbrush, you can paint the barrel ridges on, or if you could find some really super fine filament metal line that you could put on there to glue on for your ridges. But
magnet wire.
Magnet wire?
Yeah.
Would that be thin enough?
Oh, that is real thin. You can get that stuff really thin.
So you could, if you wanted to take the time, I guess, just cut you some wooden dowel rods to the proper prototypical scale length and take the time to glue some magnet wire on there and paint them up and do just as much as what I'm doing here. But these are easy enough. I mean,
probably wood don't have a great texture though for that. You'd probably want to coat them in something. Maybe a really thick acrylic paint would smooth that out, but wood has a certain texture to it that your plaster or a resin casting would be a lot smoother.
Gotcha. That's a thought too.
Yeah.
But
Well, you can
anyway,
always take.
But you get
You can
back
always take.
to
Cause that's what, Jim, about 3/8 of an inch diameter. Those barrels.
dang it, hold on a second here. I clicked the wrong thing. I don't want to close this loop.
quarter
There we
inch.
go.
Well, I mean 3/8, quarter inch. You can always chuck that in a drill. Chuck the dowel before you cut it. Turn the drill on kind of slow, and hold a piece of steel wool, and that'll smooth that wood out. It won't take
That's
that
true.
long.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe, but you get magnet wire down to about the size of a human hair. It's ridiculous how I'm gonna. Yeah.
Hard to tell with my eyes. It looks like it's pretty close to a quarter of an inch.
Yeah. Well, you measure across the end of it, Jim.
Well, the ends are kind of flared.
Uh,
Let me try that. Yeah, no, they're just a hair about 7/64.
oh, hey. Let me get Andrew presented.
7/32, I mean.
Yeah. Andrew. Yo, Andrew.
Yeah, mate, 2 secs.
All right. Okay, just how I presented you, you turned your camera off. Is that your,
No, my whole system seized up and I couldn't see anything.
is
Right,
that your microscope?
yeah, I'll crank the light up a bit. Can you see the image?
I got you
can't see.
presented.
Oh, yeah. Now, I can go in a lot closer. All right. Because I can't see what I'm looking at now.
Yeah, a little out of focus.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. Now I can see. Oops.
Went the wrong way. There you go. Stop. Right there. Stop.
You can see one of them, the real dry joint. About to fix up. And
Yeah.
it's about
That one. Whoa.
Yeah.
Not that one. The one up.
both of them. One.
That one looks good. That one looks kind of funky. And the one
Yeah.
up above it looks a little funky.
Oh, there's quite a few actually. You see that second one from the end there? Only got, oops, where are you? Only got solder on one side.
Yeah.
Next one. But that's, you can get really close. So I'm going to focus that in a bit better. Like,
Stop. Right there.
now, let's see what I'm looking at. Right. Those there are about the size of a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Got to be soldered both ends. You don't try and solder them with a soldering iron, you got to use a flow gun. The solder, you put your flux down, or some solders have got the flux in it, you put a little dab on it. It's like a paste. put your component on, and when you heat it up, the solder melts, and it actually pulls the component back into the right place because of the surface tension.
Yeah.
Quite a good look. Now I've got about I'd say 2.5 inches clearance between the lens and the job, and I don't need to get that close when I'm soldering, so I can take it up a bit better. It helps my poor tired old eyes, mate.
Yeah. Well, looks like it does a pretty decent job of magnifying.
I can't see what you're seeing on my, because going through YouTube, my picture is very soft.
Yeah.
That's what it's. Actually, look at it on my screen through its proper own dedicated software. It's crystal clear. You can actually see cracks in the solder.
Huh.
I think I paid about $70 for it, so it was worth the buy.
Well, I know I've seen those USB microscopes sold on eBay, but I don't remember the pricing of them.
You can get them a lot
Yeah.
cheaper, but you want to stop presenting this and I'll hold it up? No, the camera will
Yeah,
catch up.
Adafruit, US pricing for USB microphone, $79.95 plus shipping. Pretty good looking tool. It looks different than what he has there, but
Yeah, how come I'm not seeing it? Oh, hang on, I've got to change cameras. That's right.
I'm not seeing the actual microphone. I'm just seeing there we
Yeah,
go.
there it
Now,
is there.
there we go.
You've got a heavy base plate, tower, and you can raise the height up and down. And you can also adjust this up and down by undoing that, and the focus is up the top there. Now, once you've got it set, you can press a button to take a picture, or you can turn the light on and off. Right? This is the best style to get. You can get them that are about that size, right, with a lens. They are total rubbish. They got a little, those universal clamp type holders. No. Everyone knows it's got one of those funny ones. You've only got about a half-inch room under the lens, so you can't do any soldering. The thing's that loose and sloppy, a kid knocking yourself out of focus, and you get seasick. But these ones, it's pretty heavy.
and you'd be looking from the side. The one I found so far is the one you're talking about that's total rubbish, and I'm assuming total rubbish is a bad thing. So that's the only one I found so far. I haven't found that one on there yet, but the one that has that angular pitch that's about the size of a flashlight's $80.
Yeah, you know those.
I'm still looking for that one you're showing off there.
You know those ones you can get. They're called a fisherman's friend or whatever. Where you got the two little clips. The whole thing's while you're soldering. You got the little wing nuts. You can tighten things up and loosen them. They got that sort of knuckle joint on them, and they are rubbish.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at that was $80. However, the one that looks like the one you have, this one, that's 150. That's 150 US bucks.
Well, the price has gone up because I paid about $79 for mine.
What's the magnification on that?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say 200. Andy got the data.
Yeah. 20 to 200.
Yeah.
20 times to 200. It's adjustable. It's got a 640 by 480 resolution camera in it. Yeah. I mean, it looks awesome. It's just 150 bucks. I don't know. I mean, I could think of all kinds of things, putting detail parts on and, various things that I think would be very, very handy. And for 80 bucks, I think I could totally buy into it. 150 is pretty steep, though.
Yeah.
You post that link for us?
Sure.
That that one you're showing there, Andy, you get one that's almost identical to that, which will hold a GoPro, and you can also get one that's got the main upright mast is actually twice as long again.
Oh, that's the ticket. Would be better with a GoPro. I already have a GoPro, and they're and a GoPro's 1080p, and has I like the integration. It's wireless and has an app for it. Has a battery in it. I like the idea of using a GoPro with a lens a lot better. I do have those add-on lenses for my iPhone, the wide angle and the fisheye, and I also have a macro lens for my iPhone. And I've been using that and looking through the camera of the iPhone, doing some of the detail work because I can zoom in so close with that macro lens.
Yeah. Hey, Lee, how you doing? And Bruce wanted to let everybody know it's 71 in Arizona right now.
It's good. I think I'll mute myself for a second.
Here's
It's
these,
about 80. It's a cold winter's day here. It's only 82.
and here's these lens contraptions. These things are awesome. They're a clip-on lens with a cap on it. It's, it's a lens, and it
I got one
clips
of
over.
those, Andrew.
What's that?
I got one of those. They're great.
Yes, I love it. It just clips right over.
Clip on. Yeah.
Yep, clips right over. And I've the fisheye, the wide angle, and the macro lens. And I've been using the macro lens. For one thing, it's the only thing I've seen that can take a picture of the detailed track work, or even the ties, really, and do them any justice. And it's 20 times. This is the macro, and it's a 20 times zoom lens. But I've also been doing some actual work through it, holding my phone there with the lens on it, and actually working because I can see so close. So it's real similar to what Andrew's talking about there. And I really like the idea of buying a lenses much like this for my GoPro.
Andrew, does this look even close to what?
I can't see what you're presenting.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
It looks pretty close to what you have right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the same one.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
I don't. And I know you live in Australia. This one's $26.63 shipped from China.
Hey, will you drop me a link to that in there? I'm buying one of those.
It says it's a 1 to 500x magnification, 2 megapixel camera that'll do up to 1600 by 1200 resolution on the still capture.
Yeah, yeah. Now, although it says that, I normally don't go about 1280 because it you start to lose. You only got to bump the table, and the whole thing goes blurry.
Right. It says light source is 8 LEDs adjustable by a control wheel.
Yep.
Made of high quality stainless steel, aluminum, and steel alloy.
Yeah, that's the one.
And
Yeah,
my
mine got
specification.
on the cable, which they're not showing there, there's actually a thing where you can adjust the light, and there's also a button if you want to take a picture. I don't know, it's not showing it there.
And my specification, that's better than the $150 one on Adafruit. It's 500 times zoom versus 200 times on the one on Adafruit, and that one has a much higher resolution camera. It seems like.
Yeah, it looks like it's got the like it's got the button on the cord there. I see the plug at one end. I see what looks like the button might be at the other end.
Right.
Those loops.
Yep, it's right above the Velcro tie strap from the left, going to the right a couple of wires.
Yeah, it's good. That's where your light adjuster is, and if you want to take a photo, you can take a photo. And the beauty about it, because the cable's on the lead, you're not moving the microscope.
Right.
That one that one is the size of a torch that you buy from Adafruit, and they're cheap one. When you press the button to take the picture, your camera moves, and boom.
Right.
I'll translate for Andrew. Torch means flashlight.
Well,
Yeah, post that, Jim. That's a good deal there.
well, I'm not going to post where this is at until I get a chance to buy mine before everybody on this recorded show. No, I'm kidding.
Now, I zoomed right in to see the bad solder joints. But if you put it at full extensions and zoom right out, you can get something the size of a matchbox or bigger, taking up,
Okay, I posted the link, and Johnny can do the. Well, I can do a white page for the show here for you, John.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see here.
Ooh, I'm seeing double.
with that, like one I've got, a lot of guys turn their head back to front, and they screw the base down to the table at the back, or put some weights on it so the lens arm is out the other way. And you can also, by the way, buy extension arms for it.
Jim,
So
you better order it now. It says there's only 2 left.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. There was more than one seller. I just grabbed the first one I seen that looked like Andrew's. That was $26, and just kind of jumped on it.
That's in the US, though, isn't it?
No,
To the US.
well, it's shipped from China.
Yeah, but that's US dollars, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They're looking at about 35 Australian. The prices them come down.
Yeah, from 150 at $25, it's a no-brainer. At 150, no, probably not. But at $25, man, you can use that for all kinds of stuff. Soldering, of course, but putting nail holes in siding on the side of a structure, I found that to be really hard to get good eyesight on doing.
I used it for the Cub Scouts. One of the 6-year-olds was going for an environment badge. And we were getting leaves and bits of bark and sticking under there. We picked this leaf up, put it under there, and there's a spider on it we couldn't even see with the naked eye. And you can see this spider in high definition.
Yeah, there's another one on here for $30 with free shipping.
Yeah, that one. Hold it there, Jim. See that one for back down. That one for 1998. That's what I'm talking about. Don't buy those. They are rubbish.
Gotcha.
That clamp that they used to mount it with is total.
There's another one looks just like it for $32. So there's plenty of them on there. I mean, maybe not for $26, $27, but there's plenty of them on there.
Yeah, but that style, that big thick ones, don't buy them. They are really hard.
That's still better than 150.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, but the reason I got mine, there was only one at a time anywhere, was measuring. I paid about $79 for it. I had it almost a year and haven't used it. This is really the first time I've had a proper use for it. I think they're actually made in China.
Probably. Here's a popular seller, $37. He sold 108 of them.
Yeah.
The other guy didn't have a very big feedback.
No, and that's free shipping. So was the other one too.
Right.
But
This one's got 200. This guy's got 244,000 feedback. So
yeah.
So I think I'd probably pay $10 more and buy from this guy than the guy that's got 50 feedback or 90 feedback from China.
Oh, absolutely. For $37 though.
It's got a better picture of the thumb wheel for the LED brightness than the button for hitting the camera.
Yeah, the same as mine, or not quite exactly the same, but hold it there, Jim. Oh, too late.
What?
Right, scroll down, just down a bit, or up a bit, just so I can show it. Other way. Yeah, Andy, you see that cut the actual camera there on that one? You can take that out, and there's a little adapter you can put in there to hold your GoPro. So you could probably make up a little adapter for yourself to mount your GoPro.
Yeah.
They do warn that that to make sure that something's properly where it is properly grounded. The socket that the computer is plugged in must be properly grounded as the computer supplies power to this product. If any doubt, please have a professional electrician check and verify the grounding to ensure safety.
Yeah, a lot of them do that automatically, Jim, just to cover their backside.
Right. But this has got all the same specifications as that one that was $10 cheaper. So, okay, well.
They're definitely worth the money.
Andy, I need to start having you cut me a check every month for this, about 50% of the money I save you every month.
Yeah. Alrighty, we seem to hit a little head spot here, so got a question for everybody. You got all these structures you're buying up, then you figure out you're not going to use them all on the layout. What are you going to do with them? Just sell them, hang on to them, or possibly build them and set them on a diorama?
My personal thoughts is anything that I'm not using, I'm just going to try to horse trade with somebody else in the HO hobby that might have something I could use.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing bartering some too. I don't have much use for dioramas or for kits that I'm not going to use. If I had a kit that didn't actually fit, and I might very well, then I might keep it around to scavenge parts out of it too, kind of kit bash it.
All right, well, if you see something you really like, but it won't fit your layout because of time period, error, or whatever, but you still really like it, why not buy it and put it on a diorama? As long as
Maybe,
it's
but
not something 4x4 or 6x6, you know.
maybe I'm really driven to build just this layout, so I don't buy even a single piece of rolling stock or anything that doesn't fit what I'm building for the layout right now. As years go on and I get further on the layout, maybe, but I'm kind of doubting that I'd buy anything that didn't fit on the layout, didn't fit my era and location. But you know how specific and driven I am for this one thing, so.
Nah, we didn't know anything about that.
You'll gather it.
I buddy Walt.
Let's make the layout bigger.
I bought a Walther's beer plant that I thought I wanted because it was a nice 3-story building and really looked nice. But then after I got to realizing it was too big for what I currently am modeling, so I horse traded that off to Mike for a couple of what are they called?
Buildings.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute here. For the Walther's, as soon as I get the lid open, I can tell you. Merchant rows.
Oh, yeah.
I got 2 of the merchant row kits from Mike. We horse traded for he wanted the beer plant. He was tired of building these ones. And I did want all separate buildings originally, but I thought, what the heck? One side of my downtown can have some merchant rows.
You know, or you could do like that gentleman from Miles show, where he literally cut the building in half and extended it and used it as a backdrop.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, you know, saving stuff and then eventually maybe kit bash it into another building.
Well, I got a comment here from Curtis Hunt. I have 1 or 2 models that I will not be able to use, looking to trade or sell to get the one I need. So, Curtis, you always coming into a hangout with us. You let us know or post them on G+, the other 2 buildings you have, and post what you're looking for. Maybe somebody can come up and horse trade with you.
Do they allow for sale items on there? I thought they didn't allow personal sales.
Yeah, that's right. We don't.
But coming into the Hangouts, you can always ask the
Yeah.
guys in the Hangouts, you know.
Yeah, you can ask guys in the Hangouts. Yeah, we don't do the posting on the website. You're right. I had a moment.
You have a few of them lately.
Oh, hush. What was your name again?
Mud.
Oh.
But now I'm curious, Curtis, what buildings do you have?
You'll have to wait till the after show now.
Post them in the Q&A, and I won't say nothing. Nobody can see the Q&A on the live show.
Yeah.
And if I see what I got of interest, I'll say, meet me in the after show hangout.
I'm keeping everything. I'm keeping everything to, like I say, use it for scratch building. I can't see this being my only layout that I'm ever going to build. I see what I've got being broke apart and used the module sections in a bigger layout. So I've got kits that are just sitting in plastic tubs right now, just like rolling stock, that hopefully someday I'll use it. If not, when I'm dead and gone, I don't know what somebody's going to do. I'm not going to care, you know. But yeah, I have just about everything built for my layout now. What I've got to deal with is background buildings, doing like Dwight had just mentioned. Except I'm going to go with a different scale. I'm going to go with in scale to make it look like they're sitting back farther, smaller in the distance.
Yeah, if you got some tall buildings in the front, you can put the end scale towards the back and just above them.
Right.
That
Well,
works
I've
pretty
got
good.
some in-scale buildings. I'm thinking about doing that here soon. In what area? One thing I have to say, I've seen it done well and I've seen it done poorly. If you want in-scale to look good, you've got to have them away from HO scale buildings. The detail, the difference in the detail just kind of shines. In my case, I'm just going to have a couple of in-scale mountains up on buildings way up on top of a hill, up on top of a mountain, and they look fine that way. But if you put an in-scale brick building right beside an HO scale brick building, they don't scale the brick correctly, or at least what I've seen has not been scaled correctly.
Yeah. Curtis put up here, once I get them pulled out, I need the ice tower and ice house.
I have none of them.
Ice house with icing platform. That's what I've got. But I ain't trading.
What era would that be, where they actually put chunks of ice in?
1800s, early 1900s up to the transition period. Probably a little bit in the early 60s, maybe. 50s, I think they pretty well started air conditioning the box cars.
Yeah.
I
They were
see.
icing in 1950. They were still icing cars. By 1958, that was gone.
Well, there's a ice house up
So,
in.
or at least in this.
I noticed most of the beer cars are the type of box car that has the 4 doors on the top for dropping ice in,
Yeah.
Yeah, having a platform. Well, it depends on your era. So, I mean, if you're modeling prior to 1960, then having a nice house near your yard would be a near requirement if your railroad had bridge traffic. In my case, there is an icing platform in the yard when I get to model that far in the layout, but it happened really fast. Mechanical refrigeration was non-existent on the railroad in 1950, and it completely taken over by the late 50s. So in less than a decade, they went from icing to just not doing it at all.
Well, gentlemen, I'm out of here for the evening. Y'all have a fine evening.
All right, Scott.
We'll see you,
Appreciate
Scott.
you coming in.
I appreciate having me.
Yeah.
Good night, Scott.
Have a good night.
See you, Scott.
Night. Y'all tomorrow.
See you, Scott.
Oh, man. What you been up to, Paul?
Oh, nothing on the layout. A lot of stuff going on around here, though. Funerals, and we had a patio put in. And tonight, my son-in-law's in the emergency room trying to figure out why he's got severe stomach pains all week. But other than that,
Quit eating the wife's cooking.
I know. No, I've got a little building I'm trying to get together before all this started. And I haven't even been able to get back to that, and that's pretty much finished. I just got to glue the walls and the roof on. All the painting's done.
Yeah.
I'm still poking around in the basement with my little chemical plant area, moving buildings around and tanks. That's been fun.
Yeah.
Yes, Lee, we're still alive.
What's that, Jim?
Someone asked if
Oh.
the show was still running live.
Yeah. I caught at the beginning idea with the tape under there, the ballast.
Yeah.
Geez, back in the 60s, there was a N-scale company called Arnold Rapido, and they were suggesting doing that back then. That's where I got the idea originally. I think they were using electrical tape. Seems to work.
I got thinking about that because Scott said electrical duct tape was electrically conductive. The thing about it is it's on the bottom of the ties, so it's not touching any of the rails. So I wouldn't think it was short.
Those Atlas turnouts, the Frog has a metal strip running on the bottom of them that would show through. You'd have to cut that little section open, but other than that, it would probably work then.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 types of duct tape. One of them is electrically conductive. It's a metallic duct tape, but your regular run-of-the-mill, patch a hole in your car seat when you were a teenager duct tape to my knowledge, is not electrically conductive. I've used it in electrical applications, and I've never had a problem with it being conductive.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
Yeah. Curtis
I've used it. Now they
appears.
make one. They make one that's made of metal.
Right.
I'm sure that's
Yeah.
what he was talking about.
I got a comment here from Curtis. Okay, can anyone tell me where I can get a circle icon for my site and on my locos?
You mean just? I'm assuming he just means clip art, because there's a lot of clip art websites where you can get just a basic image to start with for a logo. Just search clip art on Google and you'll find that basic geometric shapes and patterns. Also, if you happen to have Microsoft Visio, it has all those standard shapes and patterns in Visio as well. Actually, I think Microsoft Project does too, but I know Visio does.
Yeah.
I know on the web there's some clip art makers that's free, where you can pretty much make your own clip art with your own art and whatnot, and if you don't have any other software to do it with. Now, as far as to put on your logos, you'll have to send that clip art in to someone that does decals and ask them to make you some decals for your locals.
Or make them yourself.
Right.
Curtis also said, I have an idea but don't know how to put it together.
Again, do a search for clip art editor or any kind of a simple editor. I don't know exactly what you're looking for. Like my icon there, Stu Line, that obviously was Sue Line's artwork, and I just opened it up in a basic graphic editor, painted over the OO for Sue with the same color red as the background there, and then typed in the ST using white lettering, sized it and positioned it where I wanted it, and became Stu Line. So it's just simple, basic graphic editing.
Hey Joe, how you doing tonight? He says I build a logo off of Microsoft Word.
Probably use Publisher too if they have it.
You could. I have better luck working with a photo program like Photoshop, but I use the GIMP for a lot of stuff. It's free, and once you figure out your ways around it, it's pretty good. But honestly, for what most people need out of a logo, Microsoft Paint will do most things that you need for a logo, but I use the GIMP.
Well, the thing with Paint is it doesn't do type in a curved pattern.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and for those that don't have Microsoft Word or Office, there's a program on the internet called Open Office.
Yeah.
OPEN Office, which is a free software suite, very much like Microsoft Office.
Yep, I use it all the time.
Well, they actually split recently between OpenOffice and LibreOffice. LibreOffice is the one that's advancing. OpenOffice is not getting a lot of development right now. Those guys are kind of dying in the woods. LibreOffice came from the same source, so it's the same product, but it's advancing much better. So OpenOffice is good. LibreOffice as well runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. and free. Jimmy's favorite word.
Yeah, I like to open office because you got everything that Microsoft Word's got, plus it's got a free presentation program that works just like Microsoft's. So
The only big difference is that OpenOffice or LibreOffice does not have the included templates and clip art and other registered things that registered trademarks can be applied against. Microsoft bought and licensed a bunch of things for people. So if you're looking for clip art generation and stuff, it's a little harder in OpenOffice because you've got to go online and get your own from a clip art repository. It's not included. But that's the key difference between OpenOffice and Microsoft Office. And templates,
And
like
it's for-
creating a resume or something.
Yeah, templates, though, if you go to the OpenOffice website, they have a bunch of templates that's been uploaded by other users of the software, and they share.
Yeah,
with
they have a
everybody.
templates repository. You just have to go look for them instead of them being. That's really the only big difference. I mean, you can do anything in OpenOffice or LibreOffice. You can do a Microsoft Office, just like the GIMP. Sometimes it's a little harder to find where it is if you're already familiar with Microsoft Office. But if you're not in a business environment, there's nothing wrong with that with LibreOffice or OpenOffice.
And I love products that are free. Even more so ones that pay me to use their products. Those are even better, but those don't happen very often.
No, that's rare.
what'd you get figured out, Mr. Hawks?
Yeah, I finished my first one. It's working great.
That's good.
I wanted to show you something. I tried something out. I saw this on a YouTube where the people that are making streets use cork for the underneath, and you just paint it gray or black and just do some weathering. But it looks great because you see all those little dots. So I bought one of those cork sheets. They're I think they're 3/16 or 2/16. No, sorry, 3/32 thick. They come in a roll.
Yeah.
And instead of using styrene or I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, we see it there on the desk too. It looks like you lined it up where the tire treads are.
Yeah, but you can see all the little dots. Just looks like real asphalt.
Yeah.
And what you do also, if you want cracks, you just break it and just glue it back together, and it shows a little crack.
Huh. All right. Well, it probably wouldn't be hard to take an X-Acto knife with a number 11 pointed blade. Scribe a few cracks in there and then hit them with some black paint. Make them stand out.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You just have to
I wish
break
there was a way
So,
to the wire.
Do
Pardon?
what in?
I wish there was a way to embed the wire into it easy that I need for those automated roads, because I've got to start right away building the road system. I am starting to build the road system for that Faller road system, and I need a method to produce roads that I can embed the wire in. So I'll have to use spackle and sand it because the wire is going to be very, very near the surface for it to work. Boy, I wish I could do it that way, though. That'd sure be a lot easier and would solve my sound deadening problem, because the way I've got it figured, I'm going to have to build a Homosote sub-road bed just like I do for my track work for this road system so that I can kill the noise of the cars running.
You know, all the videos I watched, Andy, you couldn't hear them running anyway. And they were using,
Oh, yeah?
I guess,
Okay.
plastic.
I mean, it does have rubber tires. Right, yeah, plastic is the most common thing for that. Yeah, okay,
But
maybe I don't have to.
Andy, what about if you use the cork and just make a slit down the middle,
Yeah.
whichever side the car is at?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. You just got to be able to hide the fact that that wire is there. You got to be able to, seal
Well, you're
over
gonna
it.
paint the cork anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
you gotta paint it
Yeah,
black.
paint don't hide. Yeah, gray. It's my era. It's all asphalt, or concrete, not blacktop. So it's all very, very light gray. So it'd have to hide pretty good.
I don't
I
see
think
why it wouldn't
I
hide it.
could get away with building it.
How thick is that wire?
Uh,
Not that
22
thick.
gauge, 20 gauge, something in that neighborhood.
Well, if you're using cork and you want concrete, you don't want to use cork for concrete.
No.
His idea
Yeah, that has
is that looks
black.
like asphalt because it's got the little pebbles in it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you're still better off using the lightweight spackling compound or whatever. That's
Yeah, because I tried doing the same thing by painting it gray, and it didn't look good for concrete.
Okay, that cinches my idea. I had thought about just using foam core, and if I don't have to worry about the sound, I think I'll just build the road out of foam core and then maybe put spackle on top of it. But Gino and a few other people just use the foam core for that's how they're making their roads. Peel the paper off one side and then use it and crack it to make it look like concrete. And I was thinking I might be able to hide the wire, maybe run the wire underneath it. Anyway, that's an interesting technique though for making asphalt though, and it does have that pebbly kind of texture to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of using a lightweight spackling for all my roads, whether I paint it black or for blacktop or lighter gray granite color for asphalt. I mean for pavement concrete. I just like the idea that I don't know. It's easy. I ordered some of that, or going to order some of that Woodland Scenics paving tape that they've got because it's thin enough to be HO scale and size for curbs and whatnot. So I'm doing that to outline my roads and then just start laying the spackling on and smoothing it out.
Did you use double-sided tape? I was just going to use double-sided tape for.
Well, you can, but you got to have it pretty thin in order for it to be HO scale.
That's true. Now, they have some fairly thin, but.
Well, I ain't found anything under 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
I couldn't even find quarter. I think I forget now. I was doing some searching and the Woodland Scenics they've got the right size. And another thing that concerns me is the Woodland Scenics, I guess, releases easy enough to peel back up, and some of the other products that I was looking it's made for insulation around doors and windows. It's kind of a semi-permanent application.
Sure.
So you press it down there tight, and if you leave it there too long, like painter's tape, they got some will release in 3 days, some will release in 14 days. So I'm assuming. Again, that's an assumption I shouldn't make probably, but I don't want to get a bunch of foam tape down and then peel it up and have it pull chunks of my foam up.
Yeah.
Puddles.
That makes sense, and I've got some double-sided tape that I could adhere the layout to the wall with. This stuff's tough as nails. They use it for adhering the body materials for 18-wheelers onto the trucks. That's what I use for making. It's about a 16th thick, so I use it for super elevating curves.
Yeah, don't forget to stitch me a roll of that next time you go over there.
Yeah, I got you in mind. I've already been. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some.
I got you.
It's good stuff, man. I'm gonna use it to put my fascias on the front of the layout. I'm gonna use styrene, and I'm just gonna adhere it on there with that double-sided tape.
corners on your fascia compared to curved corners. I didn't think ahead of time, and I didn't leave myself any real curves. The inside curves, I guess I could fake it with, but the outside corners that are angled might be a little harder to fake out.
Oh, you got some of that for sale sign stuff, don't you, Jim?
Yeah, but the outside curves is the ones that's going to be kind of hard to outside corners.
Just take that for sale sign, stick it up there, and see what you can do with it.
Right.
You know.
See, like, let me see if I can show you here. See, stuff like this, these inside, these inside, I mean, simple enough to pull your material around it, and then anything that's voided in there I can fill with a foam, you know, and it's, gosh darn, I'm getting caught. Same with even a 90. But now I come over here where I've got an outside corner, see, trying to make it come around that's going to snap it. And you can't really bubble it around, I guess. I don't know, maybe I could
like
fill it with some.
Use your for sale sign. That's very thin. It's very flexible. Stick it up there, hold it on one side, and start bending the other side around, see what you can do with it.
Well, but that's real thin. That's not as thick as the fascia that, you know, using that, what do you call that?
Masonite.
Masonite, yeah. That's not as thin as that heavy masonite. So
what you can do is leave a gap there and put the for sale sign over the top of that, and then feather it in or caulk or something. That'll give you that little bit of a rounded corner.
You could put 4 for sale signs on there, just laminate them in layers, put one, put the second, put the third, and it would give you that thickness similar to the masonite. I will say it would probably always show out, though, because the masonite would expand and contract at one rate, and the for sale sign styrene would expand and contract at another rate. It'd probably always, so it'd be better if you could keep it all masonite or all styrene, but...
That's what I did yesterday. I was doing my fascia with masonite, and I did exactly that corner you're talking about. I had no problems.
Well, probably what you could also do, Jim, is mark it where that's at, and I'll quit presenting you. And then take your saw and saw a curve half the thickness of it, and that'll help it bend around.
Right. Well, I figured that might work for these shallower corners, but the direct 90 corners might be
yeah, that's going to be a little more difficult.
Right,
yes.
right. I'm going to have to cut it and angle cut it to make, you know, miter my corners in order for that to. I mean, it's the only way I can do it. I don't see a way to make it curved, you know.
Yeah.
Unless I do, like I said, and bend it around and then just fill. But it's going to look like some kind of weird billiards table if I do that. So again, I didn't think when I was putting the bench work up about having the smooth corners or rounded corners. And I guess I don't know if I could try to round them or not. Probably not. I don't think I could.
Well, I mean, you're always saying that you want your layout to be a little different from everybody else's, so do all the corners, inside, outside, the same. So it looks like a billiard table.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't know if I'd like that look.
Just as long as nobody walks in with a pool cue.
My wife is
balls.
My wife is flashing the hallway light on and off, telling me it's time for me to go eat, and I'm starving. So, you guys have a nice night, and if I get a chance, I'll swing into the after show.
All right, Jim. You have a good one.
All right, take care.
Okay, good night.
Appreciate you coming in. Oh. Well, anybody got anything else? Andrew, I hope you haven't been trying to talk, but we're getting a lot of background noise from you, so I kind of muted you.
That'd be right.
Just kind of, though. He didn't really mute you, just kind of mute you.
Well, I muted him, it didn't, but it still took about 2 minutes for it to actually take.
Yeah, Google's working really, really well tonight, isn't it?
Oh, the other night, man, that was terrible. But then somebody come in and said it was worldwide. Everybody all over the world was complaining. The internet itself was acting up.
Yeah, it was on the news here in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have TV, so I have to rely on Andrew to give me the news.
It's about the only show on TV I watch.
Well, you definitely only get the news from a certain perspective then.
Then I also get a day ahead of you.
Yeah.
Well, then you ought to be having to give you the sports scores.
No, the lottery scores, numbers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, if I can't win it, I'd sure as heck not going to let you win it.
Yeah. Hey, I'll split it with you. 70-30, that's a pretty good split. So you got any other big projects coming up there, Mr. Hawks?
Working on my layout.
Yeah, I know you're doing a lot of detail in there to you. Couple of your buildings.
I think my buildings are pretty much done for now. Now I'm going to switch to working on my layout. I wish I could bring my camera around to show you, but I don't think I can reach that far.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Just track work or?
No, installing tortoises, my switches, wiring.
Alrighty.
And my wife just finished her income tax season, so she's going to be going up. So I'll be able to continue my layout, because I don't think I'll be finished this year with that layout. It's so much to do.
Now, how are you going to attach your tortoises? I mean, there's so many different ways. Some people just use glue, some use screws, some use both.
I use screws, and I ordered, where are my pieces? Hold on. I've ordered a few of these. So I'll be connecting, I got to pre-wire all of them so that I can connect the tortoises.
Oh, yeah, that's that, what do you call that?
They're connectors.
Yeah, there's another word for it, too. I mean, connectors.
Suitcase connectors?
No, it's not a suitcase.
Strip connector. It's a PC board strip connector, but
yeah,
do have a name for it, and I can't remember what they call it. Tortoise sells it. I've seen a few people complain about them sliding left to right. They don't have absolute alignment, apparently. So there's a few people say they slide a little to the left, a little to the right, and lose contact. But if you're going to use tortoises, in my opinion, that's the only way to go.
I've tried them. I've tried a few of them when I got them and they're extremely tight. So probably with time, I guess they become loose.
Well, I mean, if you're not moving them around, I don't see why they would get loose anyway.
No, me either. I think they probably just redesigned them. I think maybe the older model had an absolute alignment problem, but if they're tight, they're not going to get less tight.
Yeah, here we go. How you doing, Professor? Glad to see you here. He said PCB displacement edge connector.
Edge connectors, that's it.
That's what we keep him around for.
I'm having a hard time pressing them in, but once it's in, you can't remove them.
A lot of them have keyways in them, so
Oh,
you can only
that,
put it in one way, and it's actually got a key which locks it and aligns it.
Pardon?
A lot of them have a little keyway in them. So you can only put your board in one way. It's like in one way.
Oh,
Yeah,
you could put
Tortoise
them both
does.
way, either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, the Tortoise doesn't. It'll go either way.
Yeah. So I've got about 50 of those to wire. So I've got a lot of soldering to do, wiring to do.
Yeah,
that it?
Hay House, I don't know if you know him or not, DNS, come in the Hangouts. He had the big connectors on like PM42s. He didn't like the fact of having to do all that soldering on those. So he found that he could solder like his HO scale joiners to the wire, and they slipped right on those connectors, nice and tight.
That's right. I remember him using rail joiners for
Yeah,
that.
that way he didn't have to mess with trying to solder in the tight space there.
Yeah, slip shrink tubing down over it.
I see professor's also got another comment up here. To ensure correct left-right alignment, slip a piece of styrene into the slot to keep it up to take up the extra space on the end.
Makes sense, yeah. But like I said, it's very tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I just finished doing one, and it's, oops, I need the battery.
Yeah, professor says styrene piece in the edge connector for Tortoise. He's giving a website here.
Oops, there's something wrong. Oh no.
You blinked and stuck a wire in the wrong place, huh?
Yep. It's so small. Okay, that's supposed to be on. Okay, back to the drawing board.
Well, better here than up there on the layout, huh?
Yeah.
It's infrared.
Professor says, Hogs, what? You mean it's not supposed to light up like that?
No.
Jim got to start an after show, has he?
No, he went to eat.
No, after show's already posted.
Gee, I thought I ate late.
Yeah, I might drop in there.
Yeah, Professor said, rest assured, we've all been there.
Oh, it is working.
There you go.
I was plugging in the wrong, because I have two red ones. One goes to the Tortoise. I was plugging in that one, but no, it worked.
Manual crossing fashion.
So this took me about an hour and a half to do. So I've got 50 of those to do. Oh, gee. I guess I'll wait for a rainy day.
Yeah, Cloverdale says you can always mark both pieces with a dot on one end to line up for orientation purposes. Edge connector.
Yeah. No.
Professor's the after show before the main show. Time travel is complicated. Yeah. Welcome to Australia. Let's see here. And no, it's purple, therefore it must be wire. It's not a valid color code. Here you go, Hogs. The wrong red wire. Another example of why color coding is important.
Yeah, well, once I really get started, I got this that's got 8 wires in it, and they're all different colors, so
Yeah.
it'll be much easier.
Yeah, is that the one you snitched off the cable truck down at the stop sign?
How did you know? I didn't stash it. I gave the guy $2.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Professor wanted to know, is that 8 wire, is that a Cat 5E or some other 8 core?
Asking me, the guy that
Yeah.
doesn't know much about electronics. I don't know. It's a wire that I got at the store.
Like funky.
Well, look on the jacket. It should say probably a Cat 5 or 6 if it's Cat wire.
Okay.
The gauge. So Cat
No,
5
he
is
just wants to know. He
20.
just wants to know if that's Cat 5 or not.
Oh. Cat 5 is 24 gauge, 24 AWG.
Yeah, he just wanted to know if that was Cat wire or some other kind of 8 core wire.
I see 105 degrees Celsius, 600 volts.
600 volts. All right.
Don't think that would be Cat
Or I don't
wire.
know. It says 600 V.
Yeah, volts. It's probably just some kind of electrical cabling.
Yeah, a lot of those are thermostat wire. Looks like thermostat wire, which is good. I use thermostat wire for my feeders.
Yeah, the thermostat wire is only 2 conductor. This is 8.
Typical thermostat is 8. Like my thermostat in my house only uses 7, but it has an 8 wire run to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the controller.
Yeah,
Now, what you're thinking of is alarm wire.
Yeah, I'm thinking of bell wire is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, bell wire's too.
Uh,
Now, that's Haley
yeah.
wire too, but not that.
Yeah, Professor said basically it's a LAN network cable or something else.
Yeah, well,
Let's see here. He's got also 600 volt. Dang, now we're talking power over Ethernet.
Yeah, that's PoE plus 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 or something.
Yeah.
You can power the computer, the telephone, the lamp that's sitting there, and the taser that wakes them up when they fall asleep at their desk.
LAN cable is a nice and cheap option on the surface, but not to be suitable for some applications, current, induction, etc.
I don't like it because it's solid core. I have access to all the Cat 6 wire I could want. And Cat 6 is slightly heavier at 22 gauge, but I don't use it because it's solid conductor. I use stranded wire for everything since DCC is essentially a square wave AC. It just feels right to use and it's more flexible and easier to bend. So the thermostat wire is a twisted wire. Twisted.
Professor's got up here. Anyone want PoE 3-phase?
440 PoE. Boy, PoE is 48 volts, and it's dangerous enough. I've had more of my guys smoke stuff that's PoE than any other mistake that they've made in 15 years of running an IT company. PoE is the hardest thing for people to work with. But boy, I am using PoE to power the circuits on my layout. That's how I'm getting away with so little wiring run between modules, is I'm running PoE on the Ethernet cables that go between my control devices. So they're self-powering.
Made a mistake. It's 6. It's not 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 6. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of wire that is because the thermostat wire should be 8, I think. So I don't know. It might be a thermostat wire for an older thermostat.
Yeah, that's not thermostat wire.
No, I didn't think so. It's just a 6-conductor wire. It's not anything particular.
Yeah. Professor's got up here. Can get Cat 5e in both solid and stranded, but currently solid is not really suitable for tight bend and flexible applications.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how you would punch down a twisted Cat 5, how you would punch down a RJ45 or a Keystone on that, but they make all kinds of different kinds of wires that, in the sealed jacket Cat 5s, there's all kinds of stuff. Don't ever think you could take a sealed jacket Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable and just cut it and change it, because the sealed jacket wires are unique.
Okay, it's not a solid. It's not solid. It's stranded wire.
Yeah.
Good. That makes it more flexible, easier to get in. The only caveat is before you use it as feeder wire, you got to tin the wires. But of course, good practice will tell you to do that anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah, Professor says 6-core stranded, likely audio cable.
Yeah, being stranded, that changed my mind too. I was thinking it was solid conductor for a while. So
also, Professor haven't had anyone blow up an audio console by feeding it with PoE yet, but I fear it's only a matter of time.
Well, in technology and electronic space, it's just a matter of time till everything blows up. So, and that wire rated for 600 volts, I think you could blow about anything up. I don't know how many amps. Could be very many amps.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine. He used to work for Scientific Atlanta, and they built this. They bought this ice cream company building across the expressway from where I used to work at, because they had this huge chill room in there to keep the ice cream cold while it's getting shipped out. Had I think 1 foot thick or 1.5 foot thick walls and door on it, and they built the power panels, or power cabinets for like your big dump trucks and stuff like that, the control panels. Well, they got the panels built, they stick it in there and hit it with twice the voltage it normally would have, just to check the components and all. They'd have a camera on that thing. He said you see these big 2-inch cables in there just wiggling like a snake with all the electricity running through. They've actually had 2 cabinets blow up that actually made the doors swing out and come back in again.
Here's something else I did this week. If you can see it, they're like concrete blocks, 2 feet
Nice.
by 2 feet by 4 feet, and it's got the sand in it.
All right. Yeah.
What is that?
Sand
Like-
pit.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a sand pit with concrete blocks surrounding it.
Yeah.
So
Did you
I
make those
compared it.
individual concrete blocks, or?
I started doing that and I got fed up and I said, no, there's got to be a better way. So basically what I took was balsa wood, 1/4 inch, yeah, 1/4 inch balsa wood, and I made the gouges every 1/2 inch,
Yeah.
and then just glued them on top. And I used a piece of styrofoam and just glued sand on top of it. And when I put it on my layout, I'm just going to finish it with more sand on the ground.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That'll look good.
Looks better close up, but
Yeah. Oh, we see it now. Yeah. Got a nice offset in there too, because those blocks are never centered up.
I even did the little coils, like to pick them up.
Oh
They
yeah.
were so small, but then I look at some pictures and they didn't have it, so I said I'm not going to do it.
We got another one up here by Professor. Interesting. 6-way computer, stranded cable. Could be RS-232, 422. And he's got a link down there for that. That's what you call full power commissioning. Yeah. Tool time, Tim. Nice gravel retaining wall, is what Professor said. Hawks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it does look really good.
Mm.
So how did you build it? Did you build on a piece of saran wrap, or so the gravel wouldn't glue to the workbench? You said that styrofoam in there was sand on top.
Yeah, I used a piece of styrofoam. I cut it to make it look like a lump. I just shoved it inside and put white glue. And once I put the sand in, I put some water with diluted soap to make it glue. Just like I would do with
Ballast.
ballast, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, come out good though.
Mm.
Professor's got up here, much like my father did while working in the electrical shop on a local steel works. Oh, that's all right. It gives Andy a break, Professor. He's
So of
got
course
up
I
there.
had to buy. So of course I had to buy payloader.
Yeah, front end loader. Yeah, Professor's got here. Geez, that Professor bloke won't shut up. Yeah, it gives Andy a break. In fact, he dropped out. He must have lost his connection. He said, understood. Thanks for the explanation. Will that one swing in the center like the real one does, or is it fixed? Your front end loader?
Oh, it swivels a bit.
Yeah, okay.
I was trying to make another sand pit with the. It's a kit for. Must have seen those kits before. Comes with a.
Oh yeah, the Quonset huts are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to make it a little bit higher, like on a concrete base, and do the same thing. Put sand inside for for another area
Yeah.
with the layout.
You see that around me here in Georgia, the counties they have those kind of buildings, and that's where they store their salt sand for the winter. Well,
Yeah,
we have icy roads.
most cities have those.
Yeah, Professor wants to know, are you going to animate the front end loader?
When it comes to electronics, I don't know much, so I guess not. I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, Ron there in Australia, he's big on putting LED lights in trucks and stuff. He does a great job on that.
I've seen some people do a lot of good stuff with cars, and they put lights all over the place, but I wouldn't know where to start, where to take it apart.
Yeah. Professor's also put a link up here for a gravel pit cover. It's over in the Q&A. You'll have to open the Q&A up, Hawks.
I see the Q&A, but I don't see Professor.
It should be there because he just posted it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I just saw it. Okay. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Well, we done hit the bewitching hour. So, let's see. Oh, didn't mean to do that. You get over here, select that, start that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we're done come up on the witching hour here. Phil, we got a after show site up and running.
Dave posted one a while ago. It's out there on the G+.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody in the Q&A, Professor. Good to see you back again. Curtis, Bruce, thank you for coming in. Joe G, appreciate it. We'll have to get you in here on the show too, Joe. But I want to thank people on the panel, Phil, Paul, Mr. Hawks, Dwight, Dave. We had Andrew in here, Andy in here. Big Jim was in here. So I guess I better get my little cheat sheet out over here where I can read it.
As always, good job, John.
Thank you. All right, I want to say keep checking in on the YouTubeMallBuilders.com website for all the latest news and info on Tuesday night presentations. Those are every other week now. We have another one coming up. We had one this week, but we got another one coming up next week, which is May the, what's that, May 3rd? Yeah. That's going to be with Troy, and he's going to have Bill the track planner. He's going to be discussing operations on a layout, and that'll be a really good show. Then we also have the e-mag. You can go to YouTubeMallBuilders.com and sign up for the e-magazine. So when it comes out, you get a notification. That's a PDF. You can download it, read it at your leisure, and it will be, you can read it on a wide platform of JD and his team do a great job putting the magazine out. And as always, it's free. Then you have the live shows, which are the third Saturday of each month. And in May, that will be May 21. That's with Bill and Barry. So you can go check the schedule, see what their shows are going to be about. And let's see, they'll go through all that. Thursday's general hangouts, as you know, are each week on Thursdays. Same time, same channel, 9 o'clock Central Time. And I want to say you could go to the website and sign up for the eMag. I've already said all that. I want to say thank you for participating in tonight's hangout. Looks like we had a pretty good show tonight. We've kind of hit a few different topics. Jim did a good show and tell on ballasting a turnout by using tape on the bottom of it. That was a good one. Looks like that'll work out really well. Not have problems with the turnout operating. But I want to say thank you to everyone. I appreciate everyone coming in the Q&A, everyone being on the panel. And with that said, I hope you have a good weekend. We're going to put this one in the can. Y'all have a good night.
Okay, good night.